world, the documents we receive for formatting would be 100% done. They wouldn't have any changes. We'd never have to make any edits. We'd never have to reflow things, but we don't live in a perfect world. If you've been doing this for a while, you know that the majority of the time you're going to have edits after the client has sent you their manuscript. It's just natural. One of the reasons is that the client is seeing their book in a different format. They're seeing it formatted, and mistakes are going to pop out to them. They're going to see the things that they want to change, just natural. Oftentimes, if a client has come back and said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, I guess just things popped out. I saw so many mistakes. Oftentimes, I will tell them during their self-editing phase, if they just change the page size and the font of their manuscript, it will change how they've been viewing it, and mistakes will pop up that way. So I'll often recommend that to clients, but it still does not prevent them from having mistakes after it's already been formatted. There are a couple of, and so some of the time-consuming part of formatting is, setting your master pages and then balancing pages. So I used to not balance pages until after the first draft, but it's so hard for me to present an unfinished first draft. So I've gotten back in the habit of balancing them again during the first draft. Now, I will tell you this, the Facebook author world is a little different than the regular world to me. The Facebook author world, because a lot of them publish so quickly, they either don't pay attention to the mistakes or they have perfected their process during the editing process because they are trying to publish so quickly. Whereas the rest of the community, a lot of nonfiction authors, that isn't the case. They typically have more edits than, say, your people who are just doing novels. Now, if it is a brand new author, they will always have mistakes. It's just natural. They're not gonna notice these things. But more seasoned authors, they will typically provide a manuscript that's pretty clean. Now, the thing with changes, edits, of course, they're going to cause the rebalancing of our pages, but they may also cause shifts in the master page. So now our title page is here. We see chapter 14, Joe, but the master I have is on this page because of the changes caused a shift. So you may think, oh crap, I have to reset all the master pages. No, hold up, you don't. You can easily do this without having to reshift. The way you need to look at it is how many pages did the edit add? So if it's just like a paragraph that caused it to shift by one page, you only need to add in one page. If it was multiple paragraphs, maybe that caused a 2-page shift, you just need to add in 2 pages. Now, for this particular book, I don't get off that easily because this book is it wasn't just an edit. She actually decided to go up a font size. So we went from 11 point to 12 point, which caused many pages to shift, but not all of them shifted. So I'm going to show you my method. All right, so here we know that we need to add a header here to reflow this text onto that A header. So what I'm going to do, in my pages panel, I'm going to go to the page that I need to insert a page after. So I'm on page 100 on my pages panel. I'm going to insert page. I'm going to tell it to insert an A header page. All right. So what it's going to do is it's going to insert a blank A header page right here. So now what? Well, we're going to reflow the text on that page. So we're going to go to the very bottom of the text frame, click on that little arrow there. We get a loaded cursor and we're going to drop it in on this new page and it reflows. And now my chapter titles are set on the correct master page. Okay. All right, so I'm going to have to rebalance this page, but I'm going to make a note of it. Then the next, because this was a font change, not all pages shifted, but more than one shifted. So we're going to quickly scroll through to find the next one and do it again. All right, so here's another 1-page shift. So we're going to go to page 125. In our pages panel, we're going to insert an A header. And then we're going to go to the bottom of 125. We're going to click on the little arrow here, get our threaded cursor, and drop it in here. And now our masters are correct again. Now for this one, this is only 2 lines that it caused, so I'm probably going to be tweaking some of the pages and hopefully get them aligned that we don't have to do anything to this one. going to be a little bit of work, but we'll figure it out. I'll come back to that one. And then it works the same way if an edit caused pages to shift in the opposite way. All you need to do is delete a page in the pages panel. Okay, so think of it that way. You don't have to reset all your master pages. Now, there is a script. It's called Mastermatic. I don't use it a whole heck of a lot unless I have a really simple format. But what it does, and I'll open it, I'm not going to run it on this document because it won't work with this document, but it's a script that pulls this up, and you tell it to ignore all of your front matter pages and ignore any pages at the end. Maybe your back matter is already set. It's not the friendliest tool because I can't scroll. It's kind of difficult to scroll all the way down to the bottom, so it's not, unfortunately, not the friendliest tool when it comes to that. But then you can tell it to apply this master to all pages except below. So you could tell it to apply your A header master page to everything except the pages that you're telling it to ignore, and apply this master to blank pages. So you could tell it to do C. And then you set it up to apply a master based on paragraph style. So you could tell it chapter number. You want it to assign the B chapter title page. The reason why I can't run it in this document is that I have 2 master pages for chapter titles based on the character, and unfortunately, they're graphics, so there's really no way for me to tell it to assign the Joe master page to where it says Joe, unfortunately. So look into Mastermatic. It might save you some time with setting master pages, but then when you are when a edit caused things to shift like this, think about how you can just add a page, reflow the text onto the added page without having to change all your master pages. Here's a situation where the change caused a reflow in a negative way. So we actually need to delete a page. So to do that, we know that we want this to be on this page. So we need to get rid of this page. So remember, because these are threaded text frames, if we delete a page, we're not deleting the text. We're just deleting the page, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to 126 and we're going to delete that page in our pages panel. This page is going to shift over here, and now we are lined up again.